Front is almost on. I can't simply get my welder in there, so I'm hoping when I get it off the jig, off the bench, and the jig is off, and I can get this through this hole and get this done. But I don't know. Or else I gotta take it to my work and see if we have a bigger welder that can do that. So now it's time to take it off this jig bench and see what we have to do. I'm excited to hear if any bolts are holding a firm grip on the body so it makes us a noise or something. But yeah, we just have to see what happens. So yeah, time to get it off. And we have liftoff. It's really strange to see it from this angle, but then you can see all the things I haven't got around to or couldn't reach. So yeah, and I think it's gonna be nice to work out here. The lights is much better, and the acoustic, yeah, the sound is better in here because of the the roof in here. It's much more quiet and take the noises better. So yeah, time to get going. Try to work on all the spot welds, and I can see I have a little something going on here I have to attend. Yeah, maybe there as well. I can see something going on here. Small things, but that's what to expect when you can't see it from the bottom up. So yeah, I think I'm gonna start up my spot welder. My spot welder is an old Tekna, and it doesn't have water cooling. So if you don't know what that means, it means, yeah, you saw me put it in a bucket at some point, but it can take around, yeah, like let's say 10 to 30 spot welds, depending how thick the metal is. But then it needs to cool down, because then when it hits, the welder will be decreasingly worse as you go when it gets too hot. So you have to let it cool down. So when you have an old welder like this, yeah, I usually do like the 10, 15 and take a break, leave it cold, or put it in a bucket of water, and then go on afterwards when it's cooled down. So yeah, I'm gonna weld for a bit, and then yeah, see all the loose ends, and then I think the next step will be getting this off. Yeah, and I know I need a new shirt, but yeah, I'm cheap as I'm using all the money on this stupid thing. So anyway, let's go. just an example how the factory did it. Many people have a way to over-restore old Volkswagens. And I'm not saying that's wrong, but here's an example how it came from the factory. So, of course, we have spot welds, but even though there's not a lot of them, see, nothing for like, what, 8 centimeters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5. Yeah, and over the edge, it's maybe a little difficult to see, but around here they stop. So no spot welds over here, and just a plug weld here in the corner. So yeah, you can over restore easily. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna keep it original. A lot of stuff going on, as usual. Doing stuff and then talk about it afterwards. The story of this build series. Well, converted to split torsion bar in. Yeah, that must be the right word for that. It fits okay-ish. Luckily, I haven't fixed the pan halves yet, so there's still time to move it a little bit around. Yeah, this one is kind of, yeah, the pan needs to go inwards, and that wouldn't hurt the rest of the bolt holes either. And I'm maybe a little bit backwards, but that's no biggie. This fits. That's bolt in, fits. Yeah, little outwards, and that wouldn't hurt either. So yeah, that's no problem. We fix it. These fit. The 4 inside fit without any. They just bolt in. This one I didn't even have to. Yeah, look, I could just with my fingers just bolt them on. So, and it fits really well all the way around inside too. So can't complain, I think. So now the torsion bar has been changed and located, and then it has the right setup. And again, I'm not building a original one, so I'm gonna fit these adjustable spring plate on it, and I have the covers, and MP has updated the stuff a little bit, so that on the first set on this car, this wasn't available back then, so I had to use some washers to space them out. But they basically go between here and the the cover like this. And some may ask why. Well, because when doing adjustable spring plates, the torsion bar blades here are not one but two to make them adjustable. And if you just had this one put on directly, then this edge would bind with this and it would make horrible sounds, and yeah, it would not be pretty. So it needs a little spacer to clear the extra blade, if you will. But yeah, no problem, we fix it. So next up will be, I think I'm gonna fit a little around with the pan halves to make them fit. Yeah, yeah, a couple of millimeters. Then we should be go. And then, as you can see, I have these retainer, my self-tappers, my favorite thing to use. Then I have to self-tap them another place, so when I take the body off again, I know that the pan half sits where I want. And then we can put a transmission in, and my adjustable 2-inch beam, and maybe I will customize it a little bit to make it even more narrow. Yeah, I'm not a super fan of super narrow stuff anymore, but yeah, the clearance is good. It's split fenders. If you don't know that either, split fenders go further down over the edge of the wheel by this much. Ask me how I know. When I bought the sweater, there was later front fenders on it, and then I bought BBT Silverline like I bought for the Hebmúller. Awesome, but the edge is deeper, go further down. So when I turned, the wheels begin to rub the edge of the fender. So a pretty good idea to compensate for that with either raise the car a little bit. That's not my thing, but the other thing you can do is narrow it a little bit more, so we get more clearance. So my sweater here is 2-inch, so I like the way it sits. But could I decide now, I would have given an inch more to give me a little bit more clearance when turning. I know I'm gonna ride with Fuchs on this car. Yeah, first anyway, maybe change that later. But again, it's easier to get the wheel out and it's to get the wheel in. So yeah, I think if I can make that beam to 3 inch, I'm gonna do it. And I have some tricks up my sleeve, but I'll show you in just a bit. For now, let's get this pan sorted, and then we can go to the lowering and wheel stuff. So my little plan here is, this is an 2-inch beam from JP Group. and awesome product. I usually make my own beams, but for the money for this one, I don't even want to bother anymore with bearings and everything, and lowering brackets, and yeah, it's just plug and play. But my trick is here, normally I sit like this with a little rubber guide here, and see this flange? Yeah. Here. And now I have grinded off with a flat disc, and of course make sure that I didn't destroy the bearings. So now it's fully seated and it turns fine. Doesn't matter if I pull it out, it doesn't. I have made it just a little bit B, so it doesn't gonna rub on the edge of the trailing arms. And then I'm gonna fit a little O-ring so I don't get dirt in it. But I just measured it. It gave me 15 millimeters more per side, so it's actually a little over an inch more narrowing just by doing a little hack job like this. Again, you could cut the beam again and get this further in if you rather want that, but on this way you can have your thread going through the bolt here, so it would make the shock sit better. The problem I can run into now is when I have the bottom threading arm with the brackets for the shock, it may have to go in a curve or I have to move it inwards. But that's a compromise I'm willing to take. So a little hack job like this, it's gonna work fine. A little bit lowering, just a little bit. It can sit in there to keep from the dirt from coming in, and then we should be golden. So now I can take that off the list, and yeah, basically when I have the beam off again, I can cut down the torsion leaves so it fits my new beam. So that's not a biggie. I can show you later if you want to see how. But yeah, this should give me a little more clearance. And just before any iPad restorer is talking smack, this is measured how deep the inner bearing is. Yeah. And I'll apologize for the mess. So the bearing sits on the inner side of the flange of the trading arm. Normally we will sit out here, but now it sits in here, so no problem. For my sake, it can actually be a good thing. Sometimes these trading arms have been a little worn on the tip, but this seems to be fine. So no problem, you can do this. So off camera, I've been lasering in this thing on, not because I actually needed it, because I don't know if you can see, still straight and everything. Can you see it? Yeah. But I had this hood I wanted to fit, and I couldn't simply figure out what was going on with it. And I know it has a little body damage over here, and thought that was maybe the issue. And there was even a point where I thought, well, Søren, you have welded this car crooked together, but that is not the case. So the hood is kind of where I want it. It has a little upwards going here, and sticks over the edge here. No biggie. It can be a lot of things. I haven't even come around to, just looking at it, I can see there's something going on with the hood right there. But that was not what triggered me. What triggered me was the laser is on. The center line of the body trim is right there. And the laser points, I don't know, 4 or 5 millimeters to the right. And then I came to look at it. Now you're gonna see some crazy. Yeah. Fits. Edge of the hole. But look here. There's the 5 millimeters. The hole is not centered from the factory. And I know maybe some of you old Volkswagen guys saying, yeah, I couldn't tell you that, Soren. But I got surprised once again. And even furthermore, if you see here, lines up with the edge, falling over the edge. You can do it the other way, on the edge of the body line. And you see that? Doesn't fit. So that's part of the problem right there. So yeah, now that I know that, I'm gonna use a center mark on it, and I think I'm gonna do some cross measurements here and there. I had a little trouble with the, you can see still with the body line. Again, I thought something wrong with the car. I thought this was off, crooked or something. But then I tipped the hood over, and just like at the rear end, like I said before, when I tripped the edge, you can see where the reinforcement from the inside is and out to the lip, and it was a difference about 4 or 5 millimeters to the side. Funny enough, in this side, there's more edge in over there, so I'll bet when they did this is a 53, early 53 hood. I'll bet back then most of it was hand built and made to fit the car. If you've seen the old videos from the factory, you see the old guys using a big ass grinder and trim stuff off. So I'll bet we are in the same hood as the old Porsches, where they are handmade to fit because the tolerance on these old cars are, big. Let's say it at least. We're not talking. Not talking low millimeters. We're talking, 5 millimeters in difference in some areas. But it's hard when you're. I will say my OCD sees everything, and this is no exception. So I'll do what I can and see if I can get it straight. Again, when you look at it like this, it looks really, really good. And another thing, see the laser? See the body line? It hits exactly the same place. We are talking under a millimeter. I have got this on, so I got to make this hood fit the car. So that's how it is. Let's go. See what I mean? This is an unrestored hood from the 52 convertible. Not even sick. You learn something new every day, and now I learned this as well. This is the weapon of choice for my Hebmúller. This is actually bought for my sweater cap, but I'm gonna use it for my Hebmúller. And it's an old from a 55 model, so it's with non-synchronized first gear, but the gear ratio is much better than putting a 1200 from let's say early 70s. the old crash boxes actually have the same ratio as a 1500 transmission. So there are still some out there that doesn't know that, but yeah, that's something I learned from, like 5-10 years ago. So if you can live with a little sound in first gear, then you have an awesome transmission with long travel. And yes, it's a little bit more rough, but the gear ratio, the clutch, and everything fits completely with a 30 horsepower engine. Yeah, I know a Hebmúller should have a 24 horsepower or 25, but I'm going with a 30 horsepower with some old school tuning, Richter, what do you call it? Carburetor? Fuel system. Yeah, sorry, Danish guy trying to talk English doesn't always work. So this is the engine I'm gonna fit in it with the Richter fuel system and some cool old gasoline filter and stuff. And I have actually, through my buddy who has known for a lot of years, I have the correct 25 horsepower fan house right here. And there's my filter. This is what I'm gonna fit. So yeah, it's gonna be good. Anyways, trying to get this transmission fitted just to be sure that everything is as it's supposed to be. This is not a permanent fit, it just mock up. I want to be sure I'm not doing something I didn't think about. So I'm pretty much gonna put the car back together pan wise and then see if I have something I have to attend before painting stuff and what have you. I'm not gonna go crazy with paint on this underside of car. Of course it's gonna be blasted and make pretty and shiny and everything, but I'm not gonna bondo my transmission. And I seen it's not wrong. It's not me. You're not gonna see me grind every spot in here and body filler my transmission. I'm not gonna do that. It's a car that's meant to be driven, so it's gonna be nice to look at, but I can live with an old transmission. So now you know. Let's go. And it's pan time. Again, we are not completely done with the body yet, but now just to do something else, I'm gonna attack my pan, and then I can get this blasted once again and paint it. So kind of trying to do some milestones and what I said before, take it in steps and move around a bit so you don't get completely locked in and lose your motivation for doing stuff. So I work like this jumping a little bit around to do something else. So just not the body you work on all the time. But yeah, that's my way to work on. You can do whatever you want. So yeah, you saw me on the time lapse a couple of clips back. I changed these to the split version. I had the body on, now just checking up and grinding off the edge here and taking this off, give it some zinc coat around the area I want to weld. While that's drying up, I am attacking my tag wheels from previous movie episodes, where I just tag welded this until I was sure it fits the body. Now it fits, so now I can attack this and get this welded up and make it stiff and pretty again. Then I have to do a little modifications to the top of the frame head on a correct split pan. You have I don't know how to say it, but it's kind of lower. So I'm thinking I'm gonna cut the edge off on mine and kind of make it look like this, and I think it's much more pretty, looking a lot better. Under these heat channels there's a heating knob. I think I talked about that before. Normally, the heater, that's the right thing. Here I have to make mine a little bit longer here. Maybe I'll do a new bracket. I know mine will not have the correct transmission mount. I can live with that. No biggie. It's actually easier to get a transmission in that pan and in this pan, if you ask me. Then I have to take and make a new fuel line. If that on my is bad, I don't know completely yet. That's one thing to attack. And let's go to my other pan. I talked about it before. I marked up here where my choke is gonna be. Normally it goes out here on a 53 and up against the firewall and into the dash. On a split it has to be here. So I'm hoping and I can cut this out, move this pipe, or cut it up and bend it a little bit around to make it exit right here. This one has to be a little bit different, no biggie. And you can see here what I talked about. The other one is like going out here. So no big problem, just a little bit of trimming. I have to weld on some small battery brackets I have somewhere. My seat rails for the seat, of course. And I actually talked about with Matt Helsing. He usually, because we are getting bigger and higher than we were in the 40s and 50s, so he recommend I move it back about 25 millimeters. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I think that's about it. And I got a little surprise. Maybe I'm not gonna use it ever, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So I have a plan of fitting these in the pan before welding and get it painted. And those who don't know what it is, this is air lines for air suspension. I have a plan on air suspension as this. I don't think there's ever been a Hebmúller. I know it's a replica, but a Hebmúller with air ride. I don't know yet, but I'm thinking I'm gonna drill a hole. This is kind of a press fittings. You can take a hold, then you can put this on and tighten the bolt so you just have a little upwards thing going on here. Then I will have a airline going inside the pan, and when it was up on the lift on the body, I could see I could make an exit point right here without any interference. So I think I'm gonna do that just to have it in it, so I don't have to take some airlines and put them stupid places, then it's much easier to just hide it in the pan. If I'm never gonna use it, yeah, then it's there and won't do any harm. So that's my plan. Other than that, I think that's about it for the pan. I think it is. Yeah, enough talking. Let's weld. Seat brackets on and moved 25 millimeters backwards to compensate for taller dudes, including me. Back end is converted to look like a split. Yeah, everything's going good. Brake hoses, brackets back on. I even made some new copper line brackets. Two of them, the two front one was not good anymore, so I made two of them. And as shown a couple of times now, smoothened out so it looks better and more split-ish. I can't make it completely look like that, and to be fair, I don't really care because, yeah, who will ever see it? But anyway, I'm getting there. The choke cable is also made. I simply just, yeah, I couldn't see how I should bend it while it still was in the pan, so I basically just used this one that has that bend out in the front, cut the the pipe over, make the curve correct, and then weld it on. Again, it's nothing else but a choke, so yeah, I'll be fine with that. So next up is a tunnel and the front bracket. But before I do that, I talked about it before, I'm gonna change the fuel line for two reasons. One, they were both cut directly above the pipeline, so, and sadly, I'm not perfect, but I actually cut into the fuel line when I checked off the bottom end here, so yeah, that was what is happening, and yeah, I don't know the state of this fuel lines inside the pan, so I'm gonna change them, and I'm gonna change them to these copper ones again. One of my favorites, the Blue Church, aka Biltema. I have a thing I want to try with this copper line. Normally I sit and straighten out bit by bit, but I saw something on TikTok or Instagram or whatever where they drilled a hole in the wood, a piece of wood, and just pulled the copper line through it. I gotta try that. I see if that works. But before I do that, I got to get the old fuel line out of this pan, and I have to cut it because it's welded in here. So I have to cut it out, and I want it out because I don't want to sit here and rattle inside the old tunnel here. So I'm gonna cut it out and make my new copper line work with this, but I cannot weld it on, of course. So I think it's gonna be a couple of zip ties or something, whatever I came up with. So old line out, test my Instagram hashtag TikTok thing, and new copper line in, and then this one on, and this one, and then the pan is done. Let's go. Maybe 6 is a little too tight. I'm back. I wonder what Derek from Wise Squid Garage is doing right now. Nah. Pan is done. I don't know why, but I actually like working on floor pans. I don't know why. There's just something about it when, especially when you get it home and get it painted and start to put stuff on it. Yeah, I like it. But I have a plan for, I wouldn't say today, but you don't know what day it is, because all this months and months of video filming, so you don't know what our plan today is, but I have a plan on fitting the suspension with leaves, both spindles, transmission. I wouldn't say I'm gonna put brakes in the drums, but I'm gonna put the transmission on, drums on, spring plates on, and the rubber seal that goes around, and basically put the body on the pan and let it sit on the ground and check if everything sits as I want. Check the door gaps, check the body lines, check everything before I gonna send this off to get blasted again. And yeah, it's basically only the tunnel and the rear end stuff that needs to be blasted, and then we can get some paint on this thing, so we can call that and begin to assemble the pan. So my plan is when we're gonna get this painted, I still got some small brackets and stuff to do, and there's a biggie on the way, and this is these two inner structures that sit in both sides here. I haven't got them, and the ones who make them don't answer my emails, so yeah, I'm basically gonna make them myself, and I got another car to copy it from, so yeah, that's gonna be a lot of metal work, metal forming and hammering, shaping, so yeah, that's gonna be interesting. And yeah, I think that's the plan. It sounds like a plan. Nope. But I'm gonna do it anyway. So, let's go. I like these caster sims you basically put behind the bottom of your beam right here and tip the angle backwards on the beam. That helps with let me find the right word for that. Straighten. Yeah, it basically make the car more stable going straight. Yeah, and it compensate for most of. I like it. I like the nose a little bit lower than the rear, so it compensate for that. So I always run those of my Volkswagens that is lowered a bit. So caster sims is it called? So I'm gonna fit this. So back in the day where me and my buddy, we made a lot of beams. We actually had our own production. One of the silver one is the leftovers from my race car days, but we made a lot of beams ourselves, and as I said, had a little production going. Back then, we did, I wouldn't say a tool, but we modified an old trading arm to have something to drill after, because obviously, as you can see, the torsion leaf is much wider than it was before, and we actually also grinded this spot bigger so the leaf can go through the trading arm. And my friend, who is a machinist, made a little bushing here that fits with a 10mm drill. So basically, You can put the arm on, or see you can do it with one hand. That's not easy. Yeah, there we go. And then you can see how much sticking out. This is what we have to cut away in just a bit. But the easy way for us to do it back in was we make sure everything is seated as it should. Then we clamp this. I have an old but very functional vice grip. I'll see if I can make it. I have to adjust it a little bit, sorry. Yeah. Then you can move anywhere as you saw. There's more options and ways to do this. Some people fix it with the center, and then you have to cut 2 times. I think it's easier for me. Put into the one side, let it go all the way through the other side, mark it, drill it, and mark it and drill this one. Take them out, cut the leaves off, and put it together. Then you have done what you can and make it easy, and then you just have to cut 1 time instead of 2 times. So 2 times is more stuff you can cut wrong. So now you can actually see how much I have taken off this beam for, if it should be correctly, something like this. 6.5. Yeah, maybe that's not even. That's more. That's more than that, because the springs don't go all the way through. So I would say 7. Yeah, about 7 centimeters. So I like that. It gives me a little over 3-inch snaring. So good enough for me. Now you're gonna see me put the rest on, drill, cut, and then drill, cut. Done. Let's go. Awesome. awesome, awesome, awesome. The car is back together as a unit, and it seems to be very good. I have a little, I couldn't see it, but I have to move the front of the body a little bit to the right, but it's, yeah, in like 2 millimeters or something, so no problem at all. And what I was after was this, so it still fits absolutely like I wanted it to fit. Yeah, so all the years of fiddling with this stuff finally paid off. Anyway, so some small things, and that's why I did this, of course. I want to keep the original axles, or the short axles if you want, on this car, but I like the narrowing stuff. Yeah, that's a funny story. I will check that in a bit. I like the narrow stuff in the front, but not in the back. I want the back wheels to come a little further out. You could solve this with just putting long axles on it, but again, I don't know if this is gonna be the permanent solution on my wheel choice. So my plan is to buy some spacers to space the wheel. Yeah, 25 millimeter, 30 millimeter out in the back, so it's more flush. And two things: one, it's already rubbing both the torsion bars or the sway bars, and it's very close to the triangle in the wheels. So I want to get them out. I'm gonna buy those. Not a big problem. The funny story before this is a Maxi-Lite 4.5 wheel. See how it sits. I've seen this before, but I will not confess I forgot about it. And see how it sits over here. Yeah, for the untrained eye, maybe not a difference, but the Maxi-Lite has a little more EG or tuck-in than the chrome from Midland wheels. So I'm a little in confusion what I've got to do. Not to get in all the Fuchs replica, what is good and what is bad stuff, but I like the Maxi wheels. I wouldn't lie if I said so, but yeah, let's see what it does. Now I have the chrome Fuchs. I'm thinking I'm gonna use them. I have my doubts on the paint scheme. I've seen some cool cars with the paint scheme a little different, where they paint off the center like as close as possible to the original. But I have seen where they paint the outer stuff out black too, and I'll put a picture from Holland in here, and I think it gives some difference in compared to we normally see like this one with the detailed wheel like that. But I don't know yet. I haven't decided. Yeah, there's a lot of things to consider. The good thing about wheels, you can always change them. It's difficult with the body color choice. That takes a little more effort. So anyway, I'm fiddling with stuff right now, trying to get my steering column in. I'm working on my wheel. I have worked with brake master cylinder, and I'm thinking, I hope I don't mess up, but I'm thinking I'm putting a Boss master cylinder on it to give it a little more fluid for the disc brakes and the bigger rear brakes I'm fitting on. I'm putting 68 and upwards brakes on it with a little more brake pads, so it will have a little more stopping power. And of course disc brakes from MP with the big ball pattern and Porsche ball pattern. I like that. Give you the choice. And I'm gonna do it with the rear drums as well. Right now they are Porsche pattern, and I'm gonna get drilled big pattern, so I have the choice of wheels later and I probably will change the look in some point. So right now I'm fiddling with my steering wheel. I bought for now a banjo. Yeah, you saw it on one of my first clips. It's a MP knockoff, or what do you call it? This will be my choice for now. This is not very expensive steering wheels. Finding a good Batwing is actually more expensive and you have to restore it also. But then, yeah, one of these. This is not certain it's gonna be a permanent solution, but for now, this is what I'm doing. I'm working on finding. That's a good thing about having a ceiling with stuff. Finding an old set of, actually 2 set of old pedal assemblies. See if I can couple a good set to work with this car. So I'm gonna fiddle a little steering columns and brake pads and master cylinders. So just you know what's going on the awesome video camera I got going here. So yeah, let's go. A lot of stuff can quickly happen. What you don't know is there's been a little break from where I left you in the last clip, and by the time you're seeing this video, it's actually already 25. So I don't want to give you any date, but I just came home from Hanover. Then you know where we probably are right now. So Pan is back from blaster and painter, and as you can see, it looks pretty good. I'm not as I said before, I don't need a car where I have to do very detailed work. I don't need that. I need a proper pan with some good paint on it, and I can use it whenever I want. And that's exactly what we are looking at right now. So the company is in Tilst in Aarhus, who have blasted it and painted this for me, and there will be a picture and something going on while I'm talking here, so you can see who did it, and they did a fantastic job, and I'm very happy about it. Time for putting it back together again for the last time, so to speak. I'm gonna fit the beam, the spring plates, the brake lines, the brakes, master cylinder, handbrakes, everything on it now, and put my new wheels on it. It's right over there, and I talked about it before, saying that the chrome Fuchs is gonna be on it because that's what I have. But again, stuff happened in the last 2-3 weeks, so I have bought new wheels for it, and you may not see the big difference right away, but I actually bought Maxi Light, and these are 6 and a 4.5, and there's a reproduction of the Fuchs wheel, and it's very detailed compared to other brands. I know if you can get a hold on the first edition of Flat 4, you will also have a really nice reproduction set. But in my opinion, the Maxi Light is a very good reproduction wheel. So, and I'm not even getting paid for saying this, but that's my opinion. New center caps for it, like original, painted in hand. So pretty good, and very original. I like the original ones. They are, I think, dipped in you can almost see it. They dip them in paint to get them even all the way out to the spokes and some up on the edge of the lip of the rim. So, and I always had a spare in my split window. So now I have 3 4.5 inch and a 2 6 inch for the car. Nice. Really happy about it. Let's see how the wheel tire size is looking when I get it on the pan, because again we have this split thing with the deeper edge on the front lip. So I normally run on these tires. I have always wanted to try to run with Firestone's F150, I think they are called, which is a little bit higher tire than the normal 145 65. What is it? 65 and a 15 inch high. So you can see right away they are a little bit taller, and I actually like that look a little bit better than it's a completely flat. But it's a compromise between having it low and look good. So let's see how that goes. On a cabriolet, we talked about that before, and we can take it right here. You can't, without rubbing, get it as low as you want, because you have this extra lip on your heat channel enforcement sticking down. So yeah, I can maybe do a compromise with a little bit taller tire. Let's see. I have some other tires I can try it out, but for now we're gonna try to mount up the pan with my beam and these tires and set the body on it again to get a fully look. And I bought some expensive but very pretty stuff, and I talked about it a couple of times, and it was a necessary pure case. I bought, as you can see, 2 of the cabriolet, no, not the cabriolet, the Hebmúller frames for the doors. A really nice piece with the all the stamps and what have you to make a really good reproduction part. And this is from Ralph Tolman's. And I know if I had some time, I probably could do something nice myself, but again, I know this is some expensive stuff, but before I have done this, found the glass, found the Secured, made the Secured logo, rubber, the bottom here, customize it for Hebmúller stuff. I will easily have used weeks and weeks, and yeah, it's better I do something else and earn the money on the things I'm good at, and then yeah, just pay. So now I have them. Now I have almost no excuses to keep on going with the doors in some point. I still need a little bit of templates to get this sorted, and the reinforcements that go inside here. There must be 2 guide systems going down in the bottom. I have to check out, because the inner doors is actually pulled out a little bit in the middle here to let that ller frame clear the metal on the door. So that's here to come in some point. Right now I'm just trying to get some kind of system going to know what I'm gonna do next, but let's see. I also said not so long ago, which is 3-4 weeks ago, that I'm going with a Banjo steering wheel. Well, that plan changed too. So I have bought this reproduction Porsche 356 steering wheel, and it's pretty as it is. It's completely flawless. It's a reproduction, I must say, from I don't even know what the guy is. I think it's in Thailand or something. And as said before, I'm going fully black. So I'm gonna paint the steering wheel black and the horn ring and everything. Not the polished bit here, but all the other stuff is gonna be black. So that's here to be done in some point. Furthermore, I have bought glove compartments for the project. And, this is one I borrowed just to get a look of what it have to do to look like and how it's mounted and stuff. But 2 glove compartments, so it's gonna be real nice. It looks so good when these are fitted. They they just make the dash. Don't mind the tachometer. That's for a different thing. I just wanted to put it somewhere and kind of live my old racing life again. It's just in the background here, the old race car. And some small stuff I needed, maybe changing it later if I find something original there is better, but a PPT with some lock and latches and what have you, and even the door latches is in the reproduction part now, and I will be doing something, giving them a little love to make them look a little bit older, but let's see. So again, a lot of stuff, but that's how it goes. You get an idea until you get a new idea, and that's the great thing about this hobby. You can change your mind all the time. Even, again, rims, they're maybe not permanent, but for now, this is my dream wheel when I can't yet afford a set of original ones. But the benefit with reproduction is you don't have to run an inner tube in it. Many of the Fuchs wheels from back then are not sealed enough to run without an inner tube. So this is kind of the best of both worlds, and you don't have to be too worried about getting installed or scratched or whatever. A little more sandblasted. The correct fan house I showed you before, now it's blasted. Some molecular stuff here for the pan and my handbrakes and stuff, so they need to be painted black as well. This was blasted, but I have a little problem here, so I don't know if I'm gonna repair them or see if I can find some other stuff. And I found the missing piece. I actually bought a completely bent rear decklet from an early oval You can see the pictures right here. And yeah, I drilled this out really slowly and teaches. So now we have to get it blasted. And for those who don't know, this is going inside the Hebmúller rear decklet. For some reason, there's not one fitted when you're buying a decklet. Yeah, I don't know why, but yeah. Anyway, that's yeah. We can fix it, but weird, totally weird. And the last little piece there, I was even not sure if I wanted to sandblast it, but I did, and he also painted it. So this is one for the handbrakes that goes inside the handbrake, goes forward, pushes on a little metal plate that pushes on the handbrake cables that go back, and yeah, pulls in the brake pads inside the drum. So, and speaking of drum, I had some original ones. It's not that bad, but yeah, a little hole there. And where is it? Oh yeah, there. So I don't want to patch them up. I'm gonna buy 2 new ones. They looked good before they got blasted, but yeah, my fault. So now it's time to get it off the trailer on the lift and find my beam. Maybe a little more customization to get that fitted, and yeah, I'm thinking of making the shock towers shorter to make them make the beam look like an split window Beetle beam, but with narrowing. Maybe a little trick, but we see how that goes. And then get the spring blade fitted and get it on the wheels again, so I can get more an idea of what I have to do, and hopefully soon I have the money and yeah, time to get the wood section piece for the folding roof assembly, so I can get that adjusted and get it ready, and then just get all the small stuff fitted and make pretty, and the 2 reinforcements in the front. And then we're gonna I think we are, it sounds crazy, but ready to get it off to the painter and get the stuff painted. And I said it before, I'm apologizing now, because sometimes they're so long between the movie clips that I can come. It happens, I say the same thing twice. But my plan is with the body in a rotisserie and get it up on the side, paint it on the bottom, paint it inside, and give it a rough paint job outside, bondo here and there where it's necessary, paint it, and let it sit for months, and let the body and filler settle down. In the meanwhile, I can fit the body back on the pan, get the gaps going, and make them, yeah, as good as my talent allows it. And then paint it again while it's on the pan, so at the cars settle exactly nice and straight, and there's no flexing or bondo that needs to be pulled in when we are mounting the body afterwards. So that's my way to attack it, and hoping that's a good idea. So anyway, that's 15 minutes of talking. 15 minutes of talking from me, and that's more than enough. So let's get this pan off the trailer and start to assemble it. Let's go.